we can start.
Well, you guys were sort of half asleep, nearly, if I can use that word at the beginning. Do you agree with that? What happened there?
Yeah, we're trying to. Honestly, I don't know. I like you guys. There were like several games in one game. There were moments where Lions looked really sharp and dangerous. Sometimes we look sharp and dangerous, but I think most of the game our consistency was really low. I don't want to use the excuse of the altitude or the 11 changes, because I think a lot of the mistakes that we had are not only because of the fatigue, natural fatigue, or that oxygen lack, or the guys that were playing their first game. Because we had trouble in the scrum to begin the game. It took like 3-4 scrums to arrange it, then they arranged it. We didn't dominate, but then we could play the scrums and there was no more problems. We prepared so many interesting moves and attack plays, because we knew that maybe also in front with all those changes, our attack could put some pressure, and we used like 30% of what we prepared, and the opportunities were there. So of course we have to be careful. I think our last 20 minutes concerning the spirit and what the team did to go to try to look at least for a bonus point is interesting. I think we scored 6 tries, 3 driving maul tries against the Lions. That I don't know if they could come in with the maul. Yes, they score also from a maul, but they had several opportunities that we defend well too. So it's tough. I think there's a lot of work there, but I need. There's a lot of explanations about that lack of consistency that I don't know. I have to find out, and I have a lot of meetings with the players this week.
You made a lot of changes this week. Can you maybe tell us why you made so many changes? And then also going down to Cape Town this week now, will you look at making changes again?
Yes, we had 3 games at home without a friendly game this year. So the guys started that first game against Lions without a lot of pace, without the rhythm of the competition. And the decision was to, give confidence and give 3 games to this almost the same group with really few changes, so that they can get into the Super Rugby pace and especially with the pressure of playing at home the 3 first games. So we did some of these decisions and we tried to stick to those guys. But while there were tough games, especially the last 2 against Bulls and Blues, there's a lot of collisions, a lot of energy, a lot of volume of playing of rugby inside, plus a long trip. So those guys that were involved in the 3 games, plus the trip, it was not intelligent. And don't forget that these guys have a really long year. They have Super Rugby, then Rugby Championship, then a World Cup, and it's almost the same group. So we had to try to count with the biggest amount of players that we can. But again, the 11 changes is not an excuse, and I think we prepared ourselves to look better than what we look today.
The fact that you have to travel so much, your team and the Sun will probably rack up the most miles. Does that mean that you have to use your squad system more?
Yeah, I think it would be not intelligent from us to just say, okay, who are our 25 best players? Let's stick on them and let's squeeze them, because those are the best ones. We need to win every game. We need to perform every week, but we have to have also that midterm look. And again, I think the difference in some positions is not that big, so we needed this first game for some of the guys. Most of those 11 changes, some of them were in the bench last week. Some of them is their first time they're in the pitch, but those guys were not the ones who look worse today. So again, our main goal is to play the best rugby we can right now, but also in a couple of months and during the whole season. So we have to be really intelligent with the way we handle the squad.
You almost had a very big disadvantage to other Super Rugby teams and national teams in a way, because, as you say, you have to manage them throughout a whole year. That must be quite a big challenge for Argentina and Jaguares Rugby.
To be fair, there's some complications that we had to deal with. On the other hand, you can say also that the guys finally when they play for the Pumas, they know each other. It's not like when you come from Lions, Bulls, Stormers, Sharks, and then you have to, with Rossi, trying to find quickly some coordination and playing their game. So these guys, they have that advantage. They know each other, and we try with the Pumas to have similar ways of playing and defending, but still it's tough. It's the same guys all year defending Jaguares jersey and Pumas jersey, but well, my job is to coach the Jaguares and to have the best season we can, and I'm completely focused on that. That is my role, is to head coach Jaguares and to have a big Super Rugby season.
What is the area that you wanted to improve most after you took the job?
Today I think well, there's a lot of mistakes that we did in defense, but our attack is worth more than what we showed today. I think we proved it by little moments of the game when we kept the ball and we put some speed on our game. I think we showed that what we are capable of. Unfortunately, I think on the attack we lack of consistency, of confidence maybe, to just throw out there all the things we train, because we are capable of putting them out there. So I would say that I'm expecting a bit more of consistency on our attack.
Thank you.